Hello, everybody. My name is Silas, and I want to tell you about some of the people that mean a lot to me. You may know them as John Dorian, Ted Mosby, Eleanor Shellstrop, or really, there's a bunch of familiar faces. These are all characters from some of my favorite TV shows growing up, and it made me want to answer the question, why do we connect so much with the TV series, and what is the formula for making such a captivating one? We learn in the book that message formulas are conventions that message producers use as guidelines when creating their messages. We learn about the formulas that they'll use for Hollywood movies, but in the narrative meta-genre, they have a particular audience set in mind, and they will have a formula to make a story that has satisfying results. The entertainment side of it is meant to elicit emotional reactions and follow the patterns that we subconsciously come to expect. So what is the formula for creating a TV series as a whole? Well, writers from Narrative First say that it's about telling a single story. We have the story of the series. Then we break that story into more stories that we form into the seasons, each of those still having a single story. Then you go into an epic story forming session, as they call it, where you make the episodes and the acts of each episode, generally connecting to the story above it, not usually directly influencing the series as a whole, though it can. But what is the formula for each of those stories? Well, writers from The Atlantic that wrote for television explain that they have a beginning, a muddle, and an end. They say that it starts typically with a teaser that lets you show personality and usually a quick joke that leads into the trouble, the problem that the story has created. They leads the characters to the muddle section where typically their original plan fails, and you see their personality as they try to develop new plans that lead to the triumph or the failure, the end of the episode. Besides the kicker, the last little bit of the episode or the storyline that shows you that things are more or less back to the way they were. So why does all this work? Well, doctors like Karen Shackelford explain that it's natural to connect to these shows because of the storytelling method. Helps us create empathy with these characters. And Deborah Kissin, with her PhD, explained that it's about how we apply ourselves into the storylines of the shows. And as long as we don't let it rule our lives, we're more or less okay. Applying ourselves to the storylines made me think of the self-reflective state, where we can be hyper-aware of the message that's being taught, but also aware of the way that we are processing it. So we can go and learn from all of these characters, which I really think I did throughout my life. It created human interaction and storylines that gave me life lessons even if I wasn't there. So in the end, when AJR sang about the greatest sitcom of all time, it resonates with me when he says, "Don't you tell me that it's just a show." Thank you very much.